Welcome to Scatter TV. I'm your host, Debbie Gerber, and today we are going all the way up to Helsinki, Finland. One thing that interested me and stood out to me in Finland was the pride of country. They fly their flag. It's a distinct flag of white with blue, and it's a pride of country that stands out to me when I was in Helsinki. The people are friendly and kind. We took the green hop-on, hop-off bus in Finland because we had already taken it in Copenhagen. So keeping the ticket with us allowed us to show that in other places, and then we got discounts on our tickets when we bought from them again. So we took the green hop-on, hop-off bus to tour around Finland. It is a good amount of time to be able to go around the loop and see everything, all the sights, plus make a couple of stops on the way. The hop-on, hop-off buses are an inexpensive way to tour some of the cities where they are located. They are also good in any type of weather. You can go up top and sit out in the open when the weather is good, and if the weather's bad, they just have a cover that just rolls across the top and covers you, so you can sit upstairs or downstairs. The stairway going up and down on these buses is rather steep, so if you have any issues with being able to walk up and down the stairs, then you should probably sit in the downstairs area of the bus. The tickets come in either a 24-hour pass or a 48-hour pass, depending on the city where you buy them, and that's good all day. So you can go to any one of the stops and get off, and when the next bus comes by, get back on. Buses vary depending again the city, but usually they come by about every 20 minutes, so it gives you time to go and see something and come back and get back on the bus. You buy the tickets right from the drivers of the bus, or else sometimes they have salesmen on the street they're selling the tickets. Try to negotiate. Sometimes if you have a group, they'll give you a better discount. If you've bought from them earlier and have a ticket stub, they'll give you a discount. Sometimes you'll get a discount just by asking. It's worth a shot. One of the main sightseeing stops, and where we caught the hop-on, hop-off bus, is Senate Square. It's a main square area, huge area, and it has this statue in the middle of it that was really interesting to me because it's a man standing and he's not riding a horse, which was different than some of the other statues that we saw. It is a statue of Tsar Alexander II. Senate Square is this large square area that's surrounded by buildings. There's the Finnish government buildings and the university. But the main building that you go there to see, and that you do see, is this large white building with green domes. It's in the neoclassical style, and it is the Helsinki Cathedral. You may see it listed on your tourist information as the Tuomiokirkko. And I'm sorry, I really do try to pronounce these correct. I'm not good with other languages, but I have put this up so that you can see the name on the video. These domes, this sits up way high, and just the tops of the domes make it the city's highest structure, and it can be seen for miles, clear out to sea. It's a great place to have your picture taken, as it gives you that large open area, and then you have this beautiful building behind you. And make sure you take pictures when you're on vacation as a couple, and not just one of you taking the camera, because forever after, you want to be able to see pictures, and quite frankly, people that you know are more interested in seeing you in the pictures than just the attractions that you go to see. Anyway, back to this Helsinki Cathedral. It was built as a tribute to Nicholas I, which was a Tsar of Russia, and it was called the St. Nicholas Church until the independence of Finland, and then it became a Lutheran church, which a large portion of the population of Finland are Lutheran. The interior, I understand, because we didn't get to go inside it. I would like to have done that. But they say that it is very simple but very beautiful, and that it's well worth seeing. It's had a lot of renovations in recent years and seats about 1,300 people. That really surprised me. As well as the thing that I would have been most interested in seeing that they've done renovations on is the crypt. That sounds really kind of just dark and scary, but it's supposed to be a beautiful place, and the acoustics are supposed to be just fabulous, and they hold concerts and state functions there. Now, the church is open to visitors, except that when something's going on, like an event or one of those functions. Other than that, it is open daily, and there is a Sunday service at 10 a.m. So this is a really good place, a good thing to go and see in Helsinki. As we toured around the city, it was a really interesting place. One of the things I noticed is that, again, as in most of Europe, the transportation system is available on public transport to go around and see things as well. The buildings, there's narrow streets and these tall buildings that are next to the streets. But these buildings, if you look at them, have beautiful architecture. I can't believe the detail that goes into these buildings and the work that they've done on them. It's just artistry. I wish our buildings today still had that artistry. Another cathedral that you just can't miss, because it is a beautiful sight of red brick and green domes, is called the Uspensky Cathedral. One of the stories that I heard about this cathedral just really intrigued me. It has 13 spires around it, and they said that that was representative of Jesus Christ and his 12 apostles. I thought that was cool. It is the Orthodox cathedral in Finland, and it is got a beautiful inside. You just really shouldn't miss this church. You should go by and see it. It was built, it's actually a copy of a church or modeled after a church near Moscow. So you get the Russian influence in this building. It sits up on a hill, and it is one of the icons of Helsinki. Not to mention, but it sits overlooking where the market square is. Now, the market square was our favorite stop, but who doesn't love shopping? But it had lots of handicraft items and things that were made by people from there. Of course, like any town market, it had lots of fruits and vegetables as well. And it had a lot of food, which meant that even the seagulls loved to be there. Talking about food, one of my favorite things in Europe, as it was in Finland, was the crepes. They are wonderful. They put all kinds of toppings on them, and they make them really thin. I love how they have this automatic little thing that pours the dough out on it, and then they have these little paddles that spread the dough out, and it makes it all even and very, very thin. And then as it cooks and it gets, they can flip them over, and then they have this nice brown, kind of a brown coat or crust on them. And then they take these big paddle knives, the same thing that we use to make fosnakeklis at Christmas, and they turn them with that. And they fill them with all kinds of fruit or chocolate and toppings. And so this is a great treat. You need to try this, and they are available in the market square. Asked about a unique food that would be available or something that you could just get in Finland, and I was told to try reindeer meat. We went on a quest for reindeer meat. We did find some in the market hall that was right at the edge of Market Square. This little building has a whole unique shopping area in it, has all kinds of foods and things that people would come to buy that are specialty items. It's a fun place to go and shop, as well as try some of these foods. Reindeer, we can't hear it in this video.
This is reindeer meat from Finland. Very popular, reindeer, bear, or moose. Very salty, tastes just like jerky, but it's not bad. Pretty good stuff.
Just look up the signs around and you'll see that where it's available. It is fairly expensive, but it's worth a try. It's also available in sandwiches and things like that in this little market hall, as well as in some of the surrounding restaurants. Some of the other things that we saw on our tour was the Templukio Church. It's the rock church. It was actually quarried out and built down in the bedrock. So you have rock walls on the sides of it, and I hear it's just one of the best tourist attractions, or most popular, but it was under reconstruction or remodeling while we were there, and we were unable to go inside. Our tour took us to a lot of different, or past a lot of different places. There was the Olympic Stadium. There was many other buildings with really fun architecture. There was the Natural Museum, which was hilarious because they said moose. It was the only moose we ever saw while we were in Finland, was as a statue. The downtown area and the buildings were great, and the harbor was a neat place to go and see as well. One of the things I enjoyed was the parks. They had some of the neatest parks there. The most interesting ones that I saw were ones with the pipes. This sculpture was a monument to a famous Finnish composer, Jean Sibelius. The Finnish people didn't particularly care for it in the beginning because they thought it was way abstract. but I thought it was really cool. I wished we'd had time to get off and see this one. I understand that you can hear the wind blowing through the pipes, and it makes a really cool sound, as there's over, I guess there's 600 hollow steel pipes welded together for this monument. On our way back to the ship, we passed a park, and this one I love. Good job! It's on top of a building. Good use of space. It seems like everywhere you go in the world, people love their dogs. But not necessarily the whole public loves the dogs. I thought this was interesting that one of the parks that we saw was a dog park. Now, this dog park was made from dirt. It was all dirt, and they had the little benches sitting around in it, and then they had little circular areas that had plants in them that were fenced off. And I thought that was really cool. Dogs could run and play, didn't have to worry about repairing where they dig up or where they leave their mess, and I just thought it was a real cool park. So there's the other park that I thought was fun. Finland has 2 official languages. That's Finnish and Swedish. Both are taught and used in school. English is also spoken in Finland and is used there, so as a tourist it's easy to communicate if those are your languages. Helsinki is the largest city in Finland, and it is also the capital. The city is made up of more than 300 islands, connected by a maze of bridges. In fact, Finland is known as the land of 1,000 lakes, even though there's over 187,000 of them. There are about 50-plus days when there's no sunshine in Helsinki, and over 100 days of snow, and it rains about the same amount of days. Although I have to say it was sunny when we were there, so don't let the weather stop you. It might be chilly, but it'll be fun. Helsinki was a great stop on our Baltic cruise. It was a good introduction to Finland. Someday, though, I'm going to fulfill one of the items on my bucket list and stay in an ice hotel. I hear there's one up in Kemi, Finland, and it's called a snow castle. For more travel shows, fun places to see, do, plan for, and dream about, visit us at Scatter Travel TV, where we share couple travel tips and destination information. We would love to hear your comments and hear from you, places that you would like to see covered and know about for travel.